What up, everybody? It's your host, Rob, and we are back with another episode of She Said, He Said, and I have a special guest with me today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea.
Andrea and I have quite the history. No, I'm just playing. We we used to actually work together, and she's a really cool person, and ever since we worked together, we've stayed in touch. Even though I'm highly inconsistent because, I'm very busy. But I wanted to bring her in on a very interesting topic because I think both of us have a lot of experience with this. Personally and just from seeing it from an outside point of view. And that topic is people who are in bad relationships and why they even bother. Or basically just analyzing relationships and just looking at it and saying, why are those two still together? Mm-hmm. You want me to go first?
I think you should go first.
What really gets me about that, it makes me wonder what makes you stay. Like, it's like, if I can see it, I know you can see it because you're experiencing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had friends who've been cheated on. I haven't known of, but I've heard of people get beat in relationships and still staying, and it's just, it is mind-boggling because it's like you have your whole life ahead of you. You have the freedom. You're not married, so you have the freedom to walk away at any time, yet you choose to remain latched to this person.
My take on that, first of all, it depends on if you're in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship or if you're in a marriage.
True.
Because I feel like if you're in a marriage, the weight of that is so much more important than if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Me personally, I think most of the time people stay together due to the fact they see potential in that person. So that potential may not necessarily be towards me as the girlfriend. You may see potential, and then, like, for instance, the situation I just ended. I stayed because I saw his heart when it came to his family. I saw that he cared and he was compassionate. But when it came to me, it was very different. So I could see the potential, but that was reserved. His caring side was reserved for family only, not for the girlfriend or mate.
I think that might have been me before. I might have been that guy. I have an explanation for my actions though. Me, like, once I'm a all or nothing type person, you know what I mean? So it's like, if people say the same thing about me, like, they love to see me interact with other people, my close friends, my family, and like, oh, I want that. Well, you got to realize those people have been around forever, and those friends have earned that. You got to earn that. You got to show me that you're worthy of me giving you that time, effort, and energy. Not saying that you didn't do that, but I think some people think, oh, it's going to come automatically. No, it doesn't come automatically. That's
a man thing. That's not a woman thing.
Is it?
I feel like men tread lightly. Men tread lightly. Women go into a relationship automatically. Some women, let me not say all.
Okay.
But a lot of women go into a relationship like looking for that husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, because women already have their relationships, their marriages planned from like 4 or 5 years old, playing with Barbie and Ken or Daquan, whatever their Barbies are named. So they already have that planned. All they need is a groom. So women are working towards marriage. Men don't walk in looking at it like I'm working towards marriage.
I don't think so at a younger age. As I got older, that's what I looked at. Like, after my first girlfriend, because I've only been in serious relationships. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, I'm in the Dirty 30 Club, so if I ain't looking for a wife, then that means I just want to have fun with you, and I don't need to be in a relationship with you just to have fun with you.
Marriage is so overrated. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
It might be, though, for some people. It might be.
You have to be married to the right one, but that's not the topic. That's a whole nother
Is
episode.
marriage overrated? A lot of people would agree with that statement.
I think marriage is overrated when it's not with the right one.
Yeah. You know what else? All right, analyzing bad relationships. The hardest part about that is when you're close with the person and you want to pull them out of a situation, or you have the conversation with them about it, but they're like in denial, then it's like, if you push, you could lose that friend. But if you staying too close to that situation hurts you, then what do you do?
I'll tell you this, because in my marriage, I know that my marriage caused me to lose a lot of people along the way, because they were watching me go through really bad situations, but I wouldn't withdraw from the marriage. But I didn't marry to get divorced. I married to stay in it for a lifetime. That was my ultimate plan.
I think everybody should have that plan.
I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and some people just marry because it's convenient, or because that person's been there for a long time. So it's like, I'm going to just go ahead and marry her because she's cool and I like her. She wants me to marry her, okay. But, you know, as my friends and some of my family started dwindling, I had to look around me like, these people have been with me for forever. You can be replaced. But at the end of the day, I also know why I stayed. You know, with having children, you don't, especially with having 2 daughters, I never wanted them to look at me like, oh, well, you have kids, but you're not with our dads. Like, I wanted them to see like that family. But at the same time, when I'm having to sit in my car for 15, 20 minutes before I can even walk in the house with my head laying on the steering wheel, like, oh my God, I don't even want to walk in this house. Is that really beneficial to the children that I have? Because at that point, I'm walking in the house, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I don't want to be bothered because I don't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's just like, you have to weigh out your options. At the end of the day, I chose to walk away from that marriage because I'd rather my children see me happy and smiling and being alone than to see me crying and depressed from being with him. So, and again, I saw potential in him. I saw that he could be a great man. I saw that he could have been a great provider. But maybe I just wasn't the right person to help bring those things out of him. At the same time, I don't really feel like that's my job. I feel like as a man, you asked me to marry you, so you should know what you should and should not be doing.
I agree.
Because you signed up, right?
Yeah, you asked the question, so.
But when it got closer to the end, I had already checked out prior to throwing up the deuces. But I had some things medically I needed to make sure got handled prior to me leaving, because I knew once I left, he was going to pull me off of his insurance. I mean, it's sad, but that's the reality of it. A lot of times people stay through the
severance package.
Okay. And as soon as I left, that insurance was gone.
Oh yeah, you got to cut them off when it's over.
So I had to make sure I was good in that area. But I mean, I'm going to stick to, though, you know, some people do stay for financial reasons. I know a few people like that now. But for me, I saw potential. I always try to see the good in every situation. But that good got depleted real fast.
Yeah, yo, that's the thing. Like, some people don't realize that a relationship is work. And
it's a full-time job.
Yeah, and it's like my last girlfriend, when things started to really, I guess, get bad or change, well, it was so different in the beginning. Yeah, I was a different person in the beginning.
Right.
Time has passed. Situations have changed. Circumstances have changed. Right. So as a person, I've grown. As a person, you've grown. And, I mean, I tell people when they ask me, whatever happened to y'all? I'm like, we grew apart. We grew in 2 different directions. When we met, things were cool. Things were good. I saw potential in her. She saw potential in me. We kept each other, you know, in the loop of, you know, how we're feeling and stuff like that. But I began to grow in a different direction. Not necessarily away from her. My career was a big problem for her. Wanting to change careers was a big problem for her. And for her, that was almost like a deal breaker. And for me, there were some other things she did that I didn't like. And my alien phone, let me turn it down. But for me, hey, my show, ghetto. But for me, I had to, it's kind of like you said, I had to look at myself and look at her and say, you know, she's a wonderful, great person, but maybe not the one for me, which is why at the end we were both just like, we're just done. Like, there was just no more conversation we had, and it ended. And it didn't end bad. There was no real issue, but it was just like, you're a great and wonderful and cool person. You're so sweet, but you're just not for me.
Right.
And it took a while to figure that out. And some people have to figure that out. Like, yeah, there was a lot of benefits to us being together. Like, we saved a lot of money. We had a nice house. Like, it was a lot of benefits. But I feel like that's wrong, because I'm not going to leech off of you if I care about you. Even if things are going bad and we're going to and we're gonna end, I'm not gonna leech off you, because I'm highly independent anyway. So and then as a man, I think that's a bitch move to mooch off of a woman. So
men do it all the time.
I know they do it all the time.
Yes,
I know they do it all the time. But it goes back to something else you said. You have to think about yourself, your mental health, because if you let yourself get too beat up by that last relationship, it's gonna make it 20 times harder to move on to the next one.
Well, I believe people have representatives, which, you know me inside of work, you also know me outside of work. So there's a professional Andrea, and I'm very professional, but then there's a at home, real relaxed Andrea. So you have seen me for me, you know what I'm saying? There's no representative, but I don't believe in giving someone a representative. Like, I'm not that
Neither do I.
That's gonna go to a restaurant and eat half of my food because I want you to think that, you know,
oh, she's a light eater. She's
I'm gonna eat off my plate and yours, because I don't
don't reach over here,
because I believe that you shouldn't have a representative. Like,
wait, on the first date you'll reach across?
I sure will, but don't reach in mine. That's when we have a problem. Everybody that knows me will tell you.
You should have been. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring something up at the end of this one.
Oh gosh.
Well, go ahead.
So that, I'm just using that kind of as like the whole representative thing. I think that people will put on this huge facade, so you see them in one light. We will be friends until I see that representative leave, because I need to see the real you. Just like before we started this podcast, I told you the one thing about old boy I could say is he was consistent at doing nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? He never had a representative. I saw him for him. I chose to stick around to see if that representative, something was going to change. I was hoping that was a representative. Everyone has a representative.
I think for me, wouldn't. That's
why people stay, because they see the representative and they like that person or they love that person, and then you see the real.
That, you know what?
And then you're like, oh,
admittedly,
I'm hoping that representative will come back.
Admittedly, so that's kind of what happened in my last relationship with her. There was one there. That was that. There was absolutely that. There was, I want this, that, and the third, and all this is okay with me. But as time went on, well, let's not do this. Well, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, wait, when we were back here, it was all good. Now that we're here, all this stuff is gone. I'm really starting to see who you are. Nah, I can't do that. Can't do that. Because me, I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm trying to adjust it. I don't have a representative, but you're not going to see everything immediately, because if I'm not comfortable with you yet, I can't give you all of me yet. However, if you ask me a question, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to give you 110% answer right then and there on the spot. I don't care if it's day 1 or day 50. I will give you a disclaimer, but like, do you want to know the honest truth? I'm not trying to be offensive or hurt your feelings, but you asking me if your ankles look ashy today, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. If you ask me. So, but I feel like it's fair to give someone all the correct and accurate information up front so that they know what they're getting into, because I'm a firm believer in that time is extremely valuable, because it's one of the few things.
Well, you have very little time anyway, so you
right. So my time, which is changing soon, I'll have some of my time back. But it's very valuable and you can't replace it. So I don't want you to waste mine, and I don't want to waste yours. Look, here's who I am for the most part. Here's what I got going on in my life. I don't really tell people who I am so much, because it's like, you have to be around me to see. Because a lot of my friends say stuff about me, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. You know, because it's not like you sit around and analyze yourself every day. It's the people around you that tell you about you. So
when my friends tell me about me, I'm like, oh my gosh,
What? That you're
I'm
wonderful.
just really amazing, and I didn't even know
You are actually really amazing. You are one of maybe about 3 people I actually hang out with that I make time for.
I feel so honored.
Yeah, I don't make time for a lot of people.
I don't either.
Oh, so what does that say about me? Oh.
Yeah, you're special. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
I don't know. I've been single for 2 years. How long have we worked? When were we working together? Has it been 2 years?
Oh,
maybe
that's
a
been
little
longer
more.
than that.
So I've been long. Oh my gosh, I've been single for a long time.
Wait, how long?
I was single before we worked together.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was like 2015.
I don't know, but people, listen. I want to tell y'all something. If you are in a relationship that you should not be in, number one, please think about your happiness, because ultimately you have one heart.
Yep.
And only you can control how your heart feels. So if you're allowing people or a specific person to damage you, don't stick around. It's really not worth it, because the doors that opened up for me when I left that relationship, within a matter of 2 weeks, God kept closing those doors, because he was like, no, you're not ready. You bringing somebody along with you that's just not ready for what I have for you. As soon as I left that relationship, everything just started going so much better.
Yep.
And I stick to the same thing I'm saying on this podcast now, which is like, I wait until the representative leaves, which is why I am still single.
Yeah, I've been single. When did we break up?
Longer than me.
Nah.
You've been single.
I was with her when I met you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
That's why
right.
I didn't holla.
Oh my god.
Now I don't mess with people I work with. However, how long? We broke up in the spring of 2016. So I think a year now. Yep. Been a year. Yeah. So, which has been more than enough time. I've went out on some dates and had some escapade, but because I had to make time for you. That escapade was planned months in advance.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yo, but it goes back to what you said. Like, everything that I've been planning on doing, it's starting to happen now. It's starting to happen. Doors are opening. This podcast is one of those things, because I had a show before this. Before I graduated college, I started the show, kind of, sort of, and I had to stop because I had a career, and I kind of put on the back burner. And then when I was with my last girlfriend, one of my friends was like, yo, you give really good advice, man. You should do a show. I'm like, absolutely not. My girlfriend will break up with me. Because
it's too real.
It's too real. She didn't like that. Like, her and I could have real conversations, but I had to censor myself a little bit with her. I could still be real with her, but she was the one that would take offense. Even if I wasn't trying to be offensive, it's kind of like if you ask someone, hey, you want to go to the movies? And they go, okay, yeah, let's go. All you're going to be thinking about is, well, why did you breathe like that? Well, no, I'm good. I was just breathing. I was just thinking about something. Are you sure? She's one of those people. So it was like I had to be censored, and I was like, if she ever heard the podcast, it'd be over. So
if I get with someone who I have to censor myself for, it'll never work. I am brutal. I am honest. Don't ask me a question unless you want the honest truth. If you think you know the answer, stick with
it's
it.
not about being dishonest. It's the delivery. I had to cater my delivery.
I'm not catering my delivery for anyone. It's not happening. I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like every relationship comes with compromise. So
that's not something I'm willing to compromise on. I'll compromise on how many times I cook dinner in the week. I'll compromise on ironing your clothes. I will compromise on keeping my car a little cleaner or something. I'm not compromising on filtering my mouth. No. If I can't keep it 100 with you.
I wish I could see her face as she said this.
if I can't keep it 100 with you, my man.
That's not keeping it 100.
If I have to
Ooh,
censor,
double negative, my bad.
if I have to censor what I'm saying to you, I can't be like me, because that's a part of me. My mouthpiece is a part of me. If I can't just be uncensored with you, I already have to censor myself in a professional world. So I have to come to you and censor myself?
I'm not... Okay, censor is the wrong word. But here's the thing. When you love someone and you care about them and you know how they are, you probably don't realize it, but you did with the last guy. You said, Rob, there's been plenty of times we talked about him. You're like, I don't normally do this, but... So there's some things.
Give a specific, because he was ruthless and so was I, so...
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I have to think. I just threw that out there, but I would have to think.
I'm definitely not censored when it comes to me having conversation with my male best friend. You know about him. Mm-hmm. Not censored at all. I wish we could talk about that, but I'm not gonna do it.
We're not gonna talk about that. Whoa, you should have been. Oh well, we can do Forbidden Fruit Part 2. I had an episode about forbidden fruit. That's what I call those kind of people. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Let me bring it back a little bit. I'm not even timing this, but yeah, okay. Oh, we're good. I'm trying to think. Analyzing bad relations. So how do you? What is to you in a relationship? What is something that is? And this is going to be a different answer for everybody because people have been in different situations, circumstances in life. What do you deem are some things that can make the relationship salvageable? Like, what to you? What are your deal breakers, and what are some things that you think you could probably work through?
This is such a bad question to ask me.
Which means it's a great question to ask you.
I mean, I've been cheated on to the point where I found a hotel receipt.
Oh, Father.
It came straight to my email. Like, no lie. And I knew it was the truth because I was out of town during the time that this happened. And I stayed.
Did y'all work through it or you just stayed?
I think there was an attempt to work through it. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a lot of effort. I think that it was an attempt. I've been lied to. I've been verbally abused. But I'll be honest with you. My deal breaker is like you disrespecting me. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand that cheating is a form of disrespect. Mm-hmm. But that didn't even faze me. Because I'm that chick that woke up and tapped him on the shoulder like, yo, can you tell your girlfriend like not to call here after a certain time? Like, I need my beauty sleep. Please deliver that message. Because I don't interrupt y'all when y'all are together. So don't interrupt don't interrupt my time when I'm with you, you know?
Dang.
But when I'm waking up and this is where the disrespect is for me. Like if I'm that chick, which I am this chick, who will wake up and make breakfast for you, make dinner every night, fold your clothes, cut the grass, do everything, which cutting grass really shouldn't be my job. But if I'm doing everything and you have the nerve to throw the food that I cooked for you out the door. Literally throw it out the door. Okay, you got to go. And then you calling me out my name. But like I find that to be disrespectful because I know what I bring to the table. Mm-hmm. So you having your little side piece, okay, I'll take that. But the disrespect, you're already being blatantly disrespectful as it is. But then you want to turn around and you call me out my name, you call me a bitch, you call me a bird, you tell me to get out your nest, which you clearly forget that this is my house anyway. And then you throw food out that you don't even buy, and I have children to feed. You gotta go. You have to go. Like, you're not gonna call me out my name because I'm not a bird. I'm not all these other things that some males call females. Like, I'm not that. Like, the table that I set up, I don't mind eating by myself. You understand what I'm saying? So when the name calling and you wanting to put your hands on me, you mad at me for this and that, and I've done nothing, you gotta go. You gotta go. And go stay with your side piece.
They usually don't take them in.
She didn't.
Yeah, see, look. Wait, you want to move in full
I called
time?
her.
Wait.
I said, "Girl, please come get him. I won't bother you. Please come get him, girl, because you win. I'm done. I don't have it in
Wow.
me." But she didn't.
Of course you didn't.
Yeah.
She
His
didn't.
loss. Whatever.
That
But
is
yeah,
terrible.
and at this point in my life, I wouldn't settle for cheating.
Thank you. I was about to address that. You're like, yeah, you had your little side piece. What? Nah.
No, I mean, but that whole relationship was built different.
Mm-hmm.
That whole relationship was built different. As far as right now, because I know I didn't know my value. I didn't know my worth then.
Ah, yeah.
I know my value. I know my worth now.
Yeah.
I could have been in 5 or 6 relationships since I've been single. But I choose not to because I know my value and I know my worth. And it's like looking at this person like, I'm upgrading you. Mm-hmm. What are you bringing to my table? What are you doing for me?
Yeah.
And then I get the crazy looks when I'm like, what can you do for me? Because I can do a lot for myself. I clearly do a lot for myself. Yeah. So what can you do for me?
You know what? The stuff you're saying is exactly why we're friends. People take offense, and I know some of you listening are like, understand where she's coming from when she says that. It's not about I'm better than you, but sometimes when it comes to relationship, you want more assets. You don't want any more liabilities. Okay. If you know what I mean, and that doesn't mean just because someone isn't where they're trying to get to yet in life that they don't have potential and that you can't be with them. But sometimes you have to know you want someone that's going to build you up, that is going to bring something to the table, especially as you get older. Mm-hmm. When you're younger, all right, you know what I'm saying, you might have a bit more leeway. But as you get older and you've been through things and you start to see the signs of things, you can start picking up on what type of person they are much sooner. And you can say, you know what, been down that road, don't know if I want to take that risk. It's always your choice, but you also want to keep in mind what you do bring to the table, realistically. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of chicks think because they sexy and, you know, they'll have sex with you, that's not enough. I need support. I need you to be cooking for me. I need you to keep the house clean. I will help you, but I need you on the same page with me mentally.
I keep my house clean. You don't want me. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Who said I didn't want you, though?
Don't start that on here. Don't do that.
You brought it up.
Robert, you don't. You said never mind. Go on.
Well, yo, see? This is why, y'all. All right. Then you have people like Andrea who says things like that. Anyway, you messed up my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what you bring to the table. I'm sorry, you got all them legs out. I'm trying to focus.
I don't even know what I got on. I am cute though right now. I really am.
Yeah, when I walked in, I was like, who you trying to make mad?
Got my shoulders out, got my arms out, got my legs
showing
out.
Off that nice
tattoo. People don't know I got a tattoo. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't talk. Did I bring up my tattoo or did you?
You did. Oh, this is recorded. You trying to blame me?
Oh, Lord.
Let me see.
No. Can you focus?
It's a little ashy. Let me see.
That is a lie, and you know it. Cause I lotioned in shea butter today.
Let me see it.
No.
I already see my tattoo. All right. Moving on. Trying to be professional. You see these. You see what my guests do to me. Anyway, yes. Value yourself. Know what you bring to the table, and you have to stay consistent with that. Don't lose yourself in a relationship. You can still keep your identity, but there still can be a we. You know, some people in a relationship are the good financial. You know, they're good with the money. The other person might be really good with the kids. One person might be the one that can really cook. The other one might be the one who got the hookups and the deals. Like you should be with someone who complements what you bring to the table, so that y'all can be a dynamic duo like Batman and Robin. But what?
Go on, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I was flowing until you messed it up again. Is it raining? No, is that your AC?
That's
Oh.
AC.
Oh.
Can you focus?
I'm trying to focus. These ambient noises got me.
It got hot in here.
Oh, it did.
Robert.
All right, I'm done.
I wanna tap on something you said.
I want to touch on something you said after you say what you say, and yeah.
Well, I actually want to tell you something that an old lady told me. May she rest in peace. She told me that I was not ready to get married. Because she said that when you are in a relationship, you grow. Okay. That's what you were talking about earlier. You and her kind of growing apart. And she said that in a relationship / marriage, you have to know how to, when you grow out of love, you have to know how to grow back in love. Which means you have to revert back to the things that you did to get him or her. Now, I ignored this old lady. I'm like, oh, she's just talking, just to be talking. It's hot out here. I'm ready to go. But ultimately, I realized what she was saying once I got out of my last relationship, which was he was definitely growing one way. I never changed. Like, I still cooked breakfast every morning. I still cooked dinner every night. I still made sure he had lunch to take to work. I did all those things, and I went above and beyond. But both of us weren't doing the same things to grow back together. So that growth factor is like really, it's direly important.
Yes. Now, with that being said, the growth together, in order, and this is to me a key, in order to do that, the two of you have to be genuinely interested in each other's lives. Like, I've said this millions of times. Y'all, as y'all see, I like doing multimedia stuff. I'm a DJ, so I'm always on somebody's DJ website looking up something, looking up tutorials. I'm a huge gamer. Shout out to Thumb Thrasher Gaming, one of our sponsors. Sponsor myself. Complete Vision Entertainment, LLC. So I have a company. These are the things, they're not just hobbies. They're things that, one, bring in extra income, and two, things that I truly love. I'm either at work playing video games, recording the show, or messing around with DJ stuff, or eating. That's my life. You know what I'm saying? You are more than welcome to join in, but one, don't try to come in and remove any of those things, because those are building blocks. Those are fundamental things. Those are things that are a part of me. And if you take the time to really get to know me, you'll see that, that's really what he does. Like, it's what he does. So how can I complement that? How can I help that? That's part of the growing part, because if you're not into video games, if you're not into DJing, if you're not into recording podcasts, think of a creative way to try to support me, because that's what I do. Like, women, a lot of y'all are into this fabric and Pinterest and decorations.
I don't even know none of the stuff you're talking about right now.
The stuff that normal women, you're an alien.
Oh, okay.
Normal women are into. I'm not into it, but I'll entertain it. I'll say, hey, what about this? Or, hey, I found this neat website, and I'll send it to you. I'll support it. I won't make any major decisions within it, because I don't care. I'll say, when it comes to the final decision, I don't care, because as long as you're happy, you're good. Because, like, Dave Chappelle said this in the comedy special. He was like, when men buy a house, they buy it for the woman. He was like, we'll sleep in an old refrigerator box if we could. I'm really that simple. My mom fought me for a year in my first apartment. You ain't got nothing up in here. I was like, Mom, I come here, I eat, and I leave. Because that's when I was hanging out and doing all kind of stuff. Didn't care what it looked like. So when it comes to you making those kind of decisions, I'll support you. And in your life, I'll support you. Now, in turn, when I take a genuine interest, I'm going to push you too. If you say you want to do something, I'm going to push you to do it. I'm not going to, be down your throat about it. But to me, it's a big turnoff to say, you're interested in something, you're going to do this, can you help me? And I start helping you, and I see that my effort is greater than yours in your own in your own endeavor. That's a huge turnoff for me, because then it's like, what are you really doing? Were you being real with me type deal? All right, that's all I got. What else you got? I have one more question for you, though, but go ahead.
What's your question?
All right, we did an episode called Should You Have to Share Everything? Should you have to share everything in a relationship? Now, you said earlier you like to reach across and eat off of someone's plate, but they can't do it with you. So, how do you feel about that in a relationship? Do you feel like you should have to share everything?
No.
So, give me some examples.
Actually, what first popped into my head is how you said that if you were in a relationship and you wanted to go on a bike ride, like, you should want to be able to do that yourself, like, by yourself. Like, that's like your private time. I feel like the thing that brings most people together is the fact that they have differences.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like we should share everything. No, I feel like we should share finances. I feel like you should know where my money is going and I should know where your money is going.
I agree.
I feel like we should share the same bed because there's a lot of people sleeping in 2 separate beds.
Been there.
But, you know, there's some interests that I may have that he just won't want to be a part of. You know, I have a friend where his girl likes to go out and do a lot of things. He's a homebody, you know. So
that's me. Right. I can't find anyone that can deal with that. But
I like to rip and run. I like to go. So, and I like to travel. So if I get with a man that has a problem with me traveling, well, guess what? We have a problem because I'm not going to stay home because you don't want to go. I'm going to find someone else. I won't be disrespectful and find another man to go with me. I'm going to find someone else to go with me. That's a part of who I am. Like, that traveling is a part of my DNA.
Right.
So if you can't handle me ripping and running and going, I might have 2 days off back to back and decide, hey, I'm going down to Miami. I'll see you when I get back. I just might do that.
That sounds awesome because then I can just sit around in my drawers and play Xbox. Go ahead.
See, and
unbothered.
That sounds great to you. I would never date someone ever again that plays video games. But anyway,
see,
right, exactly. But no, I don't feel like that should be shared.
Never ever.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh, there goes my chance.
There goes this chance. So at the end of the day, I don't. I feel like differences is what keeps people together. Maybe our differences can introduce each other to different things. I don't know. You might like to rock climb. I've never done that. I might like that too. But I just think that you need to keep some of your individual your individuality.
Okay, so not sharing. I see what you're saying. I don't think anyone brought that up. That's really good. And yeah, that I respect that. I feel like, you know, that person should know what you're into and take a look at it so y'all can at least have those conversations at times as well. But that doesn't mean, oh, she likes painting. Let's go to all these painting classes together, honey. No, let her do her thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, that's really good.
If I lose myself in a relationship, I'm probably not going to stay in a relationship much longer. I mean, that's just me. I don't want to lose who I've become, the great person I've become, because you just don't like any of the things that I do. Sharing, I'm okay with. I'm not cool with sharing my food.
So I can't have a piece of that shrimp over there?
No.
But you can have mine.
Yes. I'm also not cool with sharing my kitchen. If I'm cooking, keep your ass out my kitchen.
I like that one.
If you thirsty, say, babe, I'm thirsty. I will gladly bring you something to drink.
That is awesome.
Don't come in my kitchen because we will have a problem.
That is awesome. I don't like that double standard though. That you can have some of my food.
It's just one. Gosh.
That's the only one?
Yep.
You don't share your food?
No.
Have you ever? Would you ever?
I mean, there's times where I'm like, ooh, babe, this is so good. You want to try it?
So you'll invite.
And you'll get like that much. Like the smallest
I just want y'all to know her.
I
just want y'all to know the example she gave was tiny. Oh my God.
Extremely tiny. Just for you to taste it, but that's it. I'm not big on sharing my food. If it's nasty, you can have it.
Nobody wants. If you don't want it, okay.
Yo, I went to this restaurant one time and which they closed it down now. Tony Roma's in Savannah, and I ate like a whole slab of ribs and my mashed potatoes and my green beans. Well, he still wasn't done yet, and I was still hungry.
You were hungry after an entire slab of ribs.
Yeah.
Were you pregnant at the time?
You know what? I did not know that at the time, but I was.
Okay, that explains a lot.
I can eat that without being pregnant with no problems. So I ate his food too. He had to order something else because he was still hungry because I ate his food.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, Andrea, thank you for
You're welcome.
This boy ate 2 entrees. Yo.
Hey, when I was on a cruise last week, I ate. I think every night I ordered 2 or
By
3
the way, y'all, she is
appetizers.
not big at all.
I'm thick, but not skinny. But I ate like 2 or 3 appetizers and 2 entrees. I know I put on some weight after that. But anyway, y'all, because Robert and I will talk for hours.
We will. And this is not the last time you'll be on this show, Andrea. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
I hope all of you out there have learned something and can take something positive away from this. As always, he said 16@gmail.com. If you have a topic or if you want to be a guest, let me know. I can set you up on Skype and we can record a show. Check us out on YouTube and on SoundCloud. New episodes, we try to post one every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. We're still catching up on recordings. And that's it. Invite people to the Facebook group, man. Engage in the conversation. All right. Until the next time, we will see you on She Said, He Said. Peace.
Bye.
Nobody want to hear your bye.
Everybody loves me. Don't hate.
Oh, my God. Bye, y'all.